Okay, great. Yeah. I'd like to welcome you again. So, my name is Tim. I'm, well, librarian with quite technical background, working now 9 years already for Libris. I've done support, projects, training on site, and now since 5 years I'm traveling through Europe doing presentations or just think about solutions, how they can fit to your market, for example. And today, so for sure we talk about discovery, but one important part. Oh, okay. Well, I used to play in a rock band, so that's fine. So more important for sure, the delivery of resources. So I'm not talking only about Primo in general, talking about how to be visible as a library at different databases, areas where students are, and that's a sad one very important part. And I'll use this one. Great. Think about the agenda. I said I will address electronic access, partial information flood, how to deal with that. And as you've asked for ALMA in the break, I try. So that's kind of idea now, and we keep it flexible. Whether I later can give you a short overview about ALMA on a live environment. So let's see whether that works, and I can get access on that laptop over here. So let's start. And I said the question how to bring users back to the library. So Roman talked about users being in Google, for example, or being elsewhere. So for sure, the answers be present everywhere, thinking about different environments where users are. And this is something you can do with SFX. It's something that is over here already installed, and Roman presented. It's more than 2,500 libraries in the world use SFX. It's quite a major product. It's now 12 years old. It's born out of the problems and questions in the university library, thinking how can we present in a more transparent way our subscriptions. How can we allow interlinking between all these kind of different databases so that students does not need to learn all the databases, they can switch between them via one tool. And think about the SFX flow. The standard flow originally was, and I just put an example from Google Scholar, is when you put in your holding information, for example, to Google Scholar, it's the same file we use then also for Primo, you will get quite a prominent link in here, and for sure students click on that. We've noticed on all continents that Google Scholar is then also with the discovery system very well used then with the link resolver and picking the users where they are. So automatically in your institution, users will get such a link if a subscription exists. So they will click on that, they can get the menu, or what SFX allows is a direct linking to the publisher content already, and here you are. So it's quite easy, and think about the menu. Here you can for sure put in as well your catalog or discovery system, taking the user from the service back to the library. So one example, that's what is SFX originally about. And as I said, it's the first link resolver. We contain it contains a massive knowledge base and lots of content in here. And as I said, it can be linked in every kind of environment. It can be a database, can be abstract and index database. It can send you to document delivery or interlibrary loan. It can be placed in your catalog or in the Primo environment. And the great thing with SFX is also it can collect all this information and knows already the relevant service. So it's really appropriate links you get, it's not a static one. So think about the flow. The link source, that's for example, Primo environment, it's Google Scholar, it's Elsevier, whatever, where the user starts. And we send the open URL, we send the metadata from a specific title, and based on the knowledge base, SFX decides on the link, gives you the appropriate link, and can provide relevant targets. As said, it can be full text, it can be a document delivery system, or something else where you want to send to users. What's included is as well an A to Z list. So what's nice in here, we store the history, journal history information, for example, or abbreviated titles. Even when ISSNs change or titles change, this is recorded in here. So an A to Z list as well for the ebooks as part. So you have an ebook A to Z list based on your subscriptions, where you can search and filter for specific vendors and your subscriptions. Quite prominent, included at some libraries is the citation linker. So students can put immediately in the title or ISSN and can get the information, the link, whether that's available or where they can request it from this citation linker menu. Some numbers, so at the moment we have about 700,000 pre-configured journals and all standard packages available. Quite often you only need to activate your specific content and it fits already. Ebooks is really constantly growing, so 1.8 million ebooks are in here. I have to say as well, when it comes to targets and packages, that you're always free to add your local packages, your local targets, if you want to enhance and customize it. And one area I think I would like to stress today on is also the open access we really focus on. So Libris is not a publisher, we're a software company. We're content neutral, and we really push open access. So already we have more than 25,000 free e-journals and thousands of free e-books in this knowledge base. Think about publication at the moment. In the world, we have about 20% that's already published as open access. So no need to license and pay a lot of money for journals and e-books. We've noticed with comparisons that quite often you get the stuff free, even though you may subscribe to EBSCO or other aggregator packages. They only put this also in their offer. So I've talked about linking, but another important area, and that's what was added in the last years, is the possibility to do electronic resource management in SFX. So really moving from linking to managing to analyzing your subscriptions. So one part is the collection management and the possibility to compare packages, package information, a helpful tool to decide on specific content to buy or not to buy, as well as an overlapping analysis. It points out where you have subscriptions ads, maybe you see then also you have them twice or three times subscribed and may decide to use your money in a better way and can get out with a decision on specific new packages or journals. So in SFX, it's called a set collection tool. It's a set comparing packages, sets of packages also based on your subscription time, check for duplicates, sorry. And also when, for example, a professor or you want to check a list of titles against the subscriptions, you can do this with the last step and can come out with a list where something is already available, where you can get a hint where maybe you can extend the license or get, for example, the material in a free way. So I have to pick my water, otherwise. All right. So one example, for example, talking about overlapping analyzers, when I want to compare packages or huge packages, that's interesting for aggregators, for example, because they have nothing unique on their site. They also buy at the direct publishers. And so you can pick, for example, a EBSCO package or other packages, and you really find that this material is available at one specific publisher. And this is something SFX can also show you when you are interested in one specific set of journals or subject, and you do not want to buy huge packages. So quite interesting, gives you a partial overlap or a title overlap in general, or complete overlap with your holding information. So what you can do is also to find out where you have the biggest overlap when you extract such files. And over here, just an example about economic review, and I've just put in this in here and compared it with 3 journals, and you see, based on the coverage time, that instead of using an EBSCO package, you can use 3 journals or 3 packages that's available. So quite nice tool to find out where you can save money. Another thing is usage statistics. So it's good to know where you have subscriptions, that you can compare packages, but what about the usage of all your data? So it's another important hint you may get on what you want to subscribe or not. And what SFX contains is a tool where you can collect with the sushi functionality, or it's a, how to say, sushi is a protocol to automatically transfer click statistics from the publishers. So whereas SFX is somewhere present, users for sure click or search in a database, and that's all collected at the publisher, and the publisher can automatically provide this via this protocol. And what's new since this year is that we provide cost per use analysis, so that you can find out what's heavily used on your site and connect it with the cost information. So think about SFX. So that's a useDot tool over here. It's included, although it says login required, it's included in the SFX package. And it looks like this. So you can have usage reports for databases, for single journals, for packages, for publishers, for example, and for sure cost usage reports. So over here you can see trends of journals, also compared with the different years, set by database as well, if the database provider can give you the information about that publisher, platform, or subscriber as well, if you want to divide maybe different faculties in the usage. So this is, for example, then a list of all the journals, and you can start already now and collect all the information of the last years, so you can really get trends of the general usage and can get help with a decision on what you need to focus on. So what's available is an export then as an Excel or PDF, or if you want to have this graph in a PowerPoint for a presentation, so it's not only in here, you can extract it. Over here, for example, a list of all the publishers. So that's now demo data, but you can get an overview of the complete usage at your institution. And it's possible always to link then to specific packages and the number of journals, for example, included, to get the information of the usage on one specific journal. Over here now, example from one database. So there we collect, for example, sessions and searches, and as well you can then have a look, a graphical look in a way, and compare within years the usage of specific databases. So the new environment, as said, is the cost administration, so add cost information to the usage to find out what's needed and maybe what's not needed. So most valued platforms or poorest valued platforms and journals. So I hope you have somewhere a pen, and if you like to write down this short link, you can follow a e-learning presentation. It's about 15 minutes, you can stop in between. It gives you the information about how to set up and include automatically statistics on your site included in this tool and to aggregate it. And as well, how to add cost information to come out with reports that are helpful on your site. So it gives a certain introduction. It's an e-learning session, and I think quite helpful to get an overview. All right, so all the ones who've written down might share the link later on. I hope it was not that long. So what I've talked about and what SFX contains is that it's a menu in there, it's a linking in here. We have knowledge base pre-configured available for you. It's a journal and ebook, a Z-list. As well, you can request the API and include such information in different environments. You have different types of export functionality, and I marked it over there, both the collection management and the usage statistics getting more and more important, not only providing a link, also know what your users do without asking them. So you get really a clear indication and help from SFX, and as I said, that's one big area, the electronic resource management part. So, I've mentioned open access, and I said we're a content-neutral provider, and also want to have this somehow really visible to the end users. So I switch a bit and make a bridge then to what Roman will also then show you more about Primo and Primo Central and the central index. So I will come back about open access content, talking about the Primo Central index. I said we have lots of contracts with direct publishers, with a huge team, including such metadata, high quality metadata, and normalizing them so that we compare apples with apples, provide valuable facets, and really the possibility to drill down in a meaningful way. So over here, I don't think numbers really are important, but at the moment there are 500 million titles in there. About 90% really full metadata information, full text, abstract information included in the index. And talking about open access, another short link. So what we allow now institutions to push their open access content is to be present in the Primo Central Index. So what you can do is to register your open access content at your university, and then you're really visible to the world if someone wants to include your repository in a search area and search environment. Instead of writing down the link there, just search for repository Primo Wizard, and you get an introduction what this is all about. So it's supporting green open access and including them in our central index. And yeah, talking about aggregators, I talked about EBSCO a bit, so we found interesting things in here. So we really noticed that we have their content via direct publishers. I said they are nothing special, they are not unique, they have no unique material. Aggregators just buy that from the direct publishers, and I think that's the best source to collect metadata and to include metadata. So if you use Primo Central, you can really be sure that you have 100% of the material your users need, and it's not no quality metadata we provide. I think it's important to mention over here, but how do we know? That's something, yeah, all can do on the slide. And again, we connect usage. When I come back to the link resolver and talked about links in general. That's what we store. We store sessions in SFX. And 8 years ago, we had a research project, and now I come to BX. In this research project, we collect, or Herbert van der Sompel was one, I said, the founder of SFX as well of BX, collected statistics, usage statistics from libraries, publishers, link resolvers to find metrics, how they all belong together when users click on that. And that's then, since 2009, our BX product, where we then can provide real-time recommendation on specific articles, so we know what's clicked outside. Think about SFX. It can be in EBSCO, it can be in Elsevier, it can be in Primo, in your catalog, it can be in Google Scholar. And we collect this information, so we are sure that the user that is in this specific session is interested in that stuff. So that's, for example, a record we have then in Primo. So you get a list of results, say, okay, what's so funny about that? And you get a link to recommendations. So it's really that material finds you, it's that you need to search for it. It's, I think, as well a great tool for librarians at the information desk. If you found one great article, you then get other articles that are connected to that, that are really, searched, clicked in different kinds of libraries in the world. So it's, for example, Harvard providing us click statistics, the MIT, the ETH in Zurich, and more than 1,000 more, 100 more customers. German customers, for example, but we are growing constantly in different areas where we get click statistics, usage statistics, to find out what's really, really important and helpful, really at the live stage. All right, talking about BX, there's something free you can use, so no cost included. Again, a link, but I think a very interesting link, as it shows live the usage statistics and the usage of articles for specific subjects, and the most popular journals, the most popular articles for a year, for example, most clicked articles. And that's something you can include on your library website, for example. You can use such a widget, or you can call this via an API, and when you open such menu over here, you can select for a specific subject and can find out what's really at the moment clicked and what's important. It's as well on our website, if you want to have a look there, but it will, as said, the link will take you to the usage-based statistics where we know about what's important. And we've seen now within a year that open access content and open access journals are really rising up and getting more and more important. So Primo Central contains more than 150,000 journals and the content of the journals. And what we also can find out then with BX is that about 1,300 journals in general cover 50% of your usage. And then you have the long tail. And with about 10,000 journals, it's in general more than 90% of the usage going in that area. So that's, as I said, something we can find out with the usage and really think about the context and not only about the content. So Primo and Primo Central as well, the other tools, allow you to customize it to your needs, to your specific needs of your institution and find out what's helpful to you. Yeah, Primo uncovers treasures the way, and Roma will talk about more with Primo and Primo Central, giving examples, and that's the next step. With usage-based coverage in general, and think about click statistics, we found out that nearly 100% is available in the Primo Central index. So that's, as said, clicked and used all over the world. The BX recommender is as well included in Elsevier and the Elsevier database. So we can be assured that's a big usage on that, and are really happy to have this tool. As said, it's 100% market share. It's something really unique based on the research. So, as said, we have all what the user needs. Free to search without login. You can use it everywhere. So examples we give later on, you can Google for, you can try on your own. Every Primo site is different, can be configured in a different way, and mainly to say supporting the future with open access publications. All right. These were some slides now I've just prepared. If there's no internet, but I've seen it's working well. So I have to thank you now and give the floor again to Roman. Otherwise, maybe you have questions about this talk.